In the natural wild world, fighting for survival is no longer a strange thing. Even though there is bloodshed and being hunted, the moments of fighting until the last breath always bring great applause. In this video, let's watch the epic moments of rhinos fighting for their lives. Please like and subscribe to follow more interesting fights. 10 tragic moments. The angry rhino was injured in an animal fight. What happened? In the heart of the African savannah, a battle for dominance and territory unfolded between two powerful rhinos. With a sudden burst of speed, the white rhino charged, lowering its massive head and aiming its horn directly at the black rhino. The black rhino responded swiftly, dodging to the side and then countering with its own charge. The two giants collided with a force that echoed across the plains, their horns clashing and scraping as they pushed against each other. Minutes turned into an intense struggle, with neither rhino willing to concede. Both rhinos bore the marks of the battle, their hides showing fresh scrapes and cuts from the fierce encounter. Finally, in a decisive move, the white rhino managed to land a powerful blow, its horn striking the black rhino's side and pushing it off balance. Seizing the advantage, the white rhino pressed forward, driving the black rhino back. Under the blazing African sun, the savannah buzzed with the usual activity of wildlife. Near a sparse cluster of trees, a pride of lions lounged, enjoying a brief respite from the midday heat. Unbeknownst to them, a lone rhino was approaching, its temperament increasingly agitated by the presence of the predators near its territory. The once confident pride now found itself on the defensive, respecting the sheer power and aggression of the rhino. After ensuring the lions had been thoroughly scattered and deterred, the rhino slowed its pace. It snorted again, a final warning to the predators. In the heart of the African savannah, a dramatic and fierce encounter was about to unfold. A mother rhino and her calf were peacefully grazing near a waterhole when the scent of danger reached her keen senses. A pride of lions, their eyes glinting with predatory intent, had spotted the vulnerable calf and was closing in with stealthy precision. The mother rhino, instinctively protective, positioned herself between the approaching lions and her calf. The leader of the pride, a powerful lioness, initiated the attack, lunging forward. The mother rhino, responding with remarkable speed for her size, charged at the lioness, her massive horn aimed with precision. In the rugged terrain of the African wilderness, a lone rhino wandered near a dry riverbed, unaware of the lurking danger. Nearby, a clan of hyenas, known for their opportunistic hunting tactics, had caught wind of the solitary rhino and saw an opportunity for a potential meal. With a sudden burst of speed and coordination, the hyenas surrounded the rhino, their snarls and barks filling the air. They darted in from all sides, snapping at the rhino's thick hide, trying to wear it down and expose vulnerable spots. The rhino, startled by the sudden onslaught, bellowed in protest and swung its powerful horn in an attempt to fend off the attackers. They nipped at its legs and flanks, aiming to weaken the massive creature and bring it down to the ground where they could overpower it. The rhino, though formidable in size and strength, was outnumbered and struggling to keep the relentless hyenas at bay. As the struggle continued, the rhino's movements became slower and more labored. It was bleeding from several wounds inflicted by the hyena's sharp teeth and claws. The rhino, weakened and unable to fend off the pack any longer, succumbed to the overwhelming force of the hyenas. With triumphant yips and howls, the hyenas brought down the mighty creature. As the day wore on and the sun began its descent, signaling the approaching darkness, a clan of hungry hyenas caught wind of the rhino duo. The mother rhino, sensing danger, instinctively positioned herself between the advancing hyenas and her precious calf. The hyenas lunged at the calf, snapping and biting, aiming to separate it from its mother's protective embrace. The mother rhino fought valiantly, using her size and strength to push back against the relentless assaults, but the hyena's hunger fueled their persistence. In the vast and untamed wilderness of the African savannah, an intense struggle for survival unfolded as a black rhino fought to protect her calf from an enraged white rhino. Known for their size and strength, white rhinos are formidable adversaries, especially when they feel their territory is being encroached upon. The white rhino, unyielding and intent on asserting its dominance, charged forward with thunderous force. The black rhino, though smaller, fought valiantly, using her agility and determination to fend off the white rhino. She swung her head, aiming her sharp horn at her opponent, trying to keep the threat away from her vulnerable calf. The white rhino, driven by rage and territorial instinct, pressed the attack. The two massive creatures locked horns, pushing and shoving, each trying to gain the upper hand. The calf, frightened and confused, stayed close to its mother, watching the fierce battle with wide eyes. In the African savannah, the serene atmosphere by the watering hole was abruptly disrupted by an unusual and dramatic encounter. A pack of hippos, known for their dominance in and around water, had taken over a favorite resting spot of a lone and territorial rhino. The rhino, with its horn poised and eyes blazing with determination, charged forward with a thunderous bellow that echoed across the landscape. The largest of the hippos, sensing danger, lifted its head and let out a warning snort to alert the rest of the pack. Under the cloak of darkness in the African savannah, the once tranquil night was pierced by the sounds of an unexpected and intense confrontation. A lone rhino, feeling particularly territorial, stumbled upon a hippo grazing away from its usual watery refuge. The hippo, usually dominant in its aquatic domain, was more vulnerable on land, especially at night. It was munching on the grass near the water's edge, unaware of the imminent threat. Before it could react, the rhino charged, its horn aimed at the hippo's massive body. Despite its size, the hippo quickly regained its footing and turned to face its attacker. It opened its enormous mouth wide, displaying its formidable teeth, and charged back at the rhino with surprising speed. The two giants clashed under the moonlit sky, their roars and grunts echoing through the night. The rhino, leveraging its horn, tried to pierce the thick hide of the hippo, while the hippo used its sheer mass and powerful jaws to fend off the rhino. Finally, with a final, powerful charge, the hippo managed to knock the rhino off balance, sending it staggering back. The hippo, seizing the opportunity, lunged forward, forcing the rhino to retreat further. Realizing the futility of continuing the fight, the rhino snorted loudly, a mix of frustration and acknowledgement of the hippo's strength, and backed away into the darkness. In the heart of the African savannah, a tense and dramatic encounter unfolded under the scorching sun. A solitary rhino was unexpectedly confronted by a massive bull elephant. The watering hole, a vital resource in the harsh environment, was the prize both animals sought to control. The rhino, already at the watering hole, raised its head as the ground began to tremble with the approach of the elephant. With a sudden and powerful charge, the elephant advanced, its tusks aimed directly at the rhino. The rhino, agile despite its bulk, dodged to the side and attempted to counter the charge, but the sheer force of the elephant was overwhelming. The two giants collided, the sound of their impact echoing across the plains. Despite the rhino's fierce resistance, the elephant's relentless assault began to take its toll. The rhino was driven further back, each thrust from the elephant's tusks causing more damage. In the heart of the African savannah, a mother rhino and her young calf approached a watering hole, seeking to quench their thirst under the scorching sun. The tranquil setting was abruptly disturbed by the approach of a massive bull elephant. The elephant, intent on asserting its dominance and claiming the watering hole for itself, moved towards the rhinos with purposeful strides. An angry rhino attacked a pack of wild dogs in a dramatic confrontation, showcasing the power and fierceness of these magnificent creatures. Rhinos are typically peaceful herbivores, but can become aggressive when threatened or defending their territory. In this instance, the rhino likely felt threatened by the presence of the wild dogs and reacted instinctively to protect itself. Such encounters highlight the challenges and dangers faced by animals in the wild, where survival instincts play a crucial role in daily life. The rhino's moments of fighting against the enemy brought a certain drama and pride. Despite bloodshed and even loss of life, the rhino herd's ability to fight for survival has brought about fierce battles.